have stood up during the tough time like the COVID time with their employees are getting more attention and affection towards the customers. So the companies now changed the strategies. Even they started creating their strategies around the affection and the empathy, because the more the empathetic they are towards the employees or towards their customer, the more attention they grab from their customer point of view as well. So the empathy factor and the emotional factor gets the attention towards the customer, and the attention is the most important thing that we can ever have, and it's the most important and crucial thing in business, and that's the key thing actually, because all we want is attention, and attention, once we have attention, it leads to the business. So, for example, if we talk about PepsiCo during COVID time, I have observed they opened two web shops during that time where the customers can do shopping, and they even offered like if they buy for $15, they would deliver at the doorstep of the customers within the same day. So it's like the delivery would be free, and you would receive your favorite snacks during COVID time when everyone was suffering and was having very hard time, and feeling emotionally too down. At that time, if some company is showing you some affection and showing you that they really care for you and they are providing you the convenience, and the comfort, so it adds value to their brand. So it's I think so it's a good example in order to add to the point of Ruben. So that's my example at that point. Moreover, as I am a scientific blend with business studies, so I observe these things that, for example, eye tracking technique and galvanic skin response would be very effective in the business, if, or also facial coding, because these techniques could be blended with each other and could be used in business because they are not so expensive if we talk about EEG or fMRI.
Oh,
So
I
these are,
as well. A lot of like small businesses are starting to use eye tracking.
yes, eye tracking. And for example, if we can use galvanic skin response, just like the lie detector machines, they work the same, like their machinery is the same or the way is same. So it's a good and inexpensive tool that we can use, because small businesses can also adapt to these technologies and can use these technologies in business. Moreover, EEG and fMRI are also useful techniques in business, and they are like a bit expensive, so they couldn't be used on the larger samples. So we can try it unless we don't have much resources. We can't try it on n number of people. We can't take larger samples unless we have the budget to use these machines. So in the future, for the small and medium sized companies, we can use eye tracking machines, eye tracking methods, galvanic skin response methods combined with facial coding. For example, in galvanic skin response, we can measure the arousal, the intensity of the emotions. So, if we combine it with the facial coding, we can also know whether what intensity was of happiness, how much happy was the person, so how much sad was the person. So with galvanic skin response, we can measure the intensity of the emotion, and with facial coding, we could know what was the emotion, whether it was happiness, sadness, or fearfulness, or whatever. The application, if we talk about application of these techniques in business, so we can apply them whether we are testing some advertisement. So we can expose, like, let us say if I do an experiment with three people, okay, and I expose them with the advertisement, and I'm just testing whether it appeals to them or not. So I can check what kind of brain activity do they have, what kind of skin activity do they have, and I can measure what was the intensity of that emotion, whether they feel happy, what was the intensity of that happiness. So in this way, we can differentiate the different kind of advertisement, and we can check like how it appeals to the people. Yeah. So these are the applications.
Well, that's on the one hand, I understand that it's necessary to use it nowadays. And well, we are neuroscience business school. We explain people how to use these one techniques and machines and everything. On the other hand, when I know that some company is going to measure how happy I am if I'm here or there, I don't really like it. Like, it's like the tricky thing of the balance, I guess. It's what I told about Zoom. It's like on the one hand, it's really good that we can talk now, because some of you are in Barcelona, someone is in London, someone is in Venezuela, and we can all be connected. But on the other hand, it's less personal, like, and we don't share the energy. And the same one thing with these one machines. I know it's really good to use them, but sometimes you feel like no,